Hi, I'm Deb, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Yoga Bites with Deb. Today we have a practice that maybe might help you out if you're suffering from sciatica pain, a pain that starts in your low back and can sometimes shoot all the way down your leg. Certain postures can prove to be helpful. We'll be doing our pigeon pose. We'll do some stretches to open up those hips a little bit, as well as stretch out the hamstrings a little bit too. I would impress upon you to be very cautious though. If you are suffering, if you have pain right now, move very slowly with every single posture that we do. But hopefully this will bring you a little bit of relief. So join me on your back with your knees bent. All right, lying on your backs with your knees bent. We're going to take our right foot and flex it, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. You could simply stay here and gently press that right thigh away from you. Or with the belly drawn in, you could lift the left foot off the mat and you could thread your hands just around the left thigh. So we're pulling the left thigh towards us and gently pushing the right thigh away from us. So we're just opening up into that right hip area. And hopefully this feels good to you. Breathing deeply. And then we're going to slowly release, uncross. Let's go to the other side. Flex that left foot, left ankle over the right thigh, gently pressing that left thigh away. Stay there, or belly's in. Lift the right foot up, thread your hands just around the right thigh, and gently pull it towards you as you push the left thigh away. So we like to keep the left foot nice and flexed, supporting the ankle and the knee. We like to soften our body as much as we can and breathe deeply. And then we're going to slowly release and uncross. We're going to pull the knees towards the chest, placing our hands on top of our kneecaps. So our belly is gently drawn in, and we're going to inhale and just push the knees away from us, just as far as our arms can reach, and exhale, gently pull the knees towards us. So moving with the breath, very gentle movements. If you like, as you exhale, belly's in, you could lift the head towards the knee. And then inhale, lower the head down, push the knees away. And this last one, if you like, you lift up and you hold, belly's in, chin's tucked in, breathe here. And then slowly lower down. Lowering our feet down, we're going to come into some bridging. So we're going to remove anything from behind our head. Take our hands by our sides, feet are hip distance apart, walk them in nice and close, drawing the belly in, pull up the pelvic floor. So we're just going to slowly lift the buttocks up, peel the vertebrae up off the mat. Maybe as you inhale and then exhale and slowly lower back down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. So remembering there's no pressure at all on your neck. And then the next time you lift up, if you like, you can hold.
So you're lifting up, pressing those hips up nice and high. Now for me, I don't like my feet to be hip distance apart. I'll just move them a little bit wider. Makes it more comfortable for my knees. Lift those buttocks up high. My toes slightly turn out on an angle just because that's the alignment of my body. If that's your alignment too, you're welcome to do that. If you like, you can clasp your hands underneath you and tuck your shoulders under a little bit. So keep that belly in, keep pressing the hips up nice and high, and make sure this feels safe for your body. Keep your head gazing up at the ceiling because we're protecting our neck. And then we're going to unclasp, uncurl the shoulders, slowly lower down. You're welcome to place your headrest under your head if you like. We're going to take our right knee and cross it over top of the left. Extend those arms out at shoulder level. So we're going to pick up the buttocks, shift them to the right, and then we're going to drop those knees to the left. So we always want to move cautiously in all of our yoga classes, but especially if you have specific issues, like if your sciatica is flaring up, you want to move really slow with caution and make sure every posture feels safe to your body. And if any of these postures don't, you omit them or you just modify them to suit your needs. Belly is in as we bring the knees up and uncross. And then we're going to cross the other way, left knee on top of the right. I'm going to pick my hips up, shift them to the left, gives me room to drop my knees to the right. So my chest is shining up towards the ceiling. If you choose to turn your head to the left, you can. Both shoulders are rested on the mat, and we're just focusing on our breath. Belly is in, bring those knees up, uncross. And then we're just going to slowly roll to our side. Tuck our chin in, slowly come up, and we're going to make our way into child's pose. So take your time as you come up. You're going to maybe bring the toes together, the knees wide apart, and shift the buttocks towards the heels. Lower, if you can, your forehead to the mat. Rest the forearms, or maybe you prefer to stack your fists. Breathe into your low back. Feel it expand on the inhale. And just soften everything on the exhale. And then we're going to lift our heads up, extend those arms way out, and we're going to come up onto the hands and knees and then shift into a plank on our knees, only to just very slowly lower down. Keep your shoulders above your elbows as you lower down with control all the way down to your belly, onto the mat. And then we're going to come into a baby cobra. So extend your legs out, draw your belly in, press the pubic bone into the mat. Start with your hands maybe hovering over the mat, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, lower down. Keep that core engaged. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. One more time. See if you can lift up, hold, breathe, and then release down. This time, take your hands just below the shoulders, roll the shoulders down and back, elbows in. Again, press the feet into the mat, belly's drawn in, press the pubic bone into the mat. And then maybe come up, maybe you want to stay with your baby cobra, or maybe you gently press into your hands, keep the elbows in, lift up, keep the pubic bone into the mat. And again, make sure your whole body feels safe here. Releasing down. Take your hands by your sides or clasp them into the low back. Belly is in, locust pose. Squeeze the shoulder blades back, lift the chest, lift the thighs, float and breathe. Release all the way down. Slowly press yourself back into your child's pose. And from here, we're going to come into downward facing dog. So coming up onto your hands and knees, curl the toes under, bellies in, lift the knees up, push back, downward facing dog. So pedaling out your dog, bend one knee, straighten the other heel, slowly switch. So take your time, nice and slow, feel the stretch. You don't want to bounce around. And then come into stillness, hugging those elbows in, bellies in. Your knees could be bent. Listen to your body. So from here, we're going to lift the right leg up. So a three-legged dog. Draw the belly in and see if you can step your right foot forward. Plant your left foot into the mat. So we're going to bend into that right knee. And we're going to bring ourselves up into warrior two posture. So front heel aligns us with back arch. Knee bends, doesn't go past the toes. Shoulders soften. Engage your core. Look over your front hand here, your right hand. Okay, from here, we're going to take it into our side angle pose. So you're going to lean as far as you can over your front knee, over this bent knee. And then we're going to tilt our arms. So this right arm could be on the inside of your leg here. Or if it's available, you could rest your elbow there. So you're not dumping your weight, you're just resting the elbow. And that top arm could stay up, or we could draw it alongside the ear. And then I want you to really try and focus on shifting the hip down. The more you can, the greater this stretch will be for that sciatica nerve stretch here. Belly is in, so our core is holding us up. We're not dumping our weight at all. Deep breaths, making sure, again, it's side angle. Everything's turned to the long side of the mat. We're not turning down to the floor. Then we're going to bring ourselves up, warrior two. And then straighten the legs, maybe bring your hands to your hips. And we're just going to turn our toes in the other direction. So taking our warrior two first, bend into the front knee, shoulders are over the hips, knee doesn't go past the toes. Extend those arms, gaze over the front fingertips. Now you're gazing over your left fingertips. Notice if your left knee is collapsing inwards. We want to keep that from happening. And then side angle, so leaning. So turn, face the long side of your mat. Keep your shoulders across, your hips across as we lean over our bent knee as far as we can lean, and then we tilt. Hand could be on the inside of your knee, or you could rest the elbow. You could bring that top arm alongside your ear and really work to sink the hips down. So we've got this nice long line from the baby toe going all the way up to our pinky finger. Breathe. Belly is in. Bring yourself back up through warrior two. Straighten your legs, hands to your hips. Let's turn again to face the front of our mat. Bend our knees, bring our hands down, step back, downward facing dog. And we're going to lift the right leg up, bend the knee, turn the knee up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to come into our pigeon paw. If that's safe for you, right knee comes forward to the right thumb. Move the foot out of the way. And then slide the left leg back. So notice you don't want to lean onto that right hip. Draw that left hip down. Flex these right toes. And you could stay upright. So make sure no pain in your knee. If there's pain in your knee, this is not your pose. Go back to the beginning of our class. Lie with your right ankle over your left thigh. Thread the needle. If you're able to come down onto your forearms, you can. Keep drawing that left hip bone down. And then try and relax. Maybe your forehead rests on your hands. Maybe your head comes right to the mat. Really keep this right foot nice and flexed. And breathe. Soften everything.
And then you're welcome to maybe pause the video if you're really in love with this posture and you want to hold here longer. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up, curl the back toe under, step back, downward facing dog. Bend, lift the left leg up, bend the knee, turn it up towards the ceiling. And then bring that knee forward. Knee to left thumb, move the foot out of the way, flex those toes back, slide that right leg back. Make sure you're not leaning on the left side, you're even on your hips. And you can stay upright if this feels good, or you could lower to your forearms. Keep drawing that right hip bone to the mat, or you could rest your head. And if you feel like you're really up high on this left side, just tuck a prop under there, a folded up towel or a block. And now really lengthen out your breath, soften your whole body. Just let some tension go. And once again, you could pause and stay here a little longer if you feel that's necessary. Or we're going to bring ourselves up. This time we're going to roll onto that left hip and swing the right leg forward. Maybe extend those legs out. Give them a little shake side to side. And then just sit any way that's comfortable. Let's just take in a nice big inhale and bring our palms to our heart. And that was our yoga bite for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Namaste.